Hello and thank you so much for joining me, Alyssa Arundell, for your July monthly tarot card reading. If you haven't already and would like to check out your free 3-card tarot spread, then you can do so in the description box beneath this video. They're written for the past, present and future tenses in mind, so you really get an overarching idea and feel for what's going on in your specific circumstance. But if you would like a more detailed view, you can always reach out to me directly for a live or recorded one-to-one session. I'd also be really honoured if you hit the subscribe button and notification bell. That way you get alerted every time Patrick and I drop a new video, and this includes our daily show. But without further ado, let's get into our reading to see what July holds for you.
Hello Pisces, and thank you so much for joining me for your July 2020 tarot card reading. So let's check out what's coming up for you lovely Pisces in your present situation. So the first card that comes up here, we have the Queen of Swords, yet she is reversed. The Queen of Swords is somebody, if it is a person, represents somebody who's quite quick-witted. They may come across as a little bit steely or cold at first, but actually underneath it all they have a very good sense of humour. So what does this mean in a reversed position? Well, I'm feeling here that it could be that someone around you might not be able to see the humour in a situation. It could be as simple as a joke that goes a little bit wrong. Okay, try not to worry about it too much. It could be that it's you that may be feeling hypersensitive, particularly at the start of this month. This doesn't mean that it's going to be a theme that carries on throughout. I just feel like this is a little hiccup at the start of the month that makes you feel a little bit, leaves you feeling a little bit cold. But let's see what it is that's blocking you. So it is the King of Fire. I think this could be a fire sign, particularly maybe someone who's male. Just could get on your nerves a little bit. Maybe they're trying to be too jocular and you're in a serious state of mind. And it's just, you're just not meshing. Perhaps you usually mesh with this person, but you're not at the moment. If it, again, doesn't represent a person, because this is a general reading, it will be different for everybody. I feel it's almost as though you're trying to get serious about your life, but at the same time, people around you might not be taking you seriously. And that could leave you feeling a little bit cold as well. So for your foundation card this month, Pisces, you have the 10 of Swords. It's not the happiest card, guys, to come up. I'm not going to lie to you. The 10 of Swords is very much about feeling defeated in some way. It's not the midst of the battle. It's the end of the battle where you're lying on the battlefield with swords in your back and everybody's packed up and gone home, but you're still alive and you're just pulling those swords out and trying to move on from it now. So it is the end of a bad chapter, but it doesn't mean that that's a cause for celebration. There's a weariness and exhaustion that comes from that. So just something to be aware about. I feel this month you just got to be very gentle with yourself. I feel you could be a little bit irritable this month, which is understandable, especially if you've been betrayed in some way. Your past card here is Judgment. So again, I'm feeling as though you've had to make a judgment call about somebody or a situation within your life that hasn't been easy to do. You've really had to stand up for your own morals and what you believe in, and perhaps you've lost people in your life because of that. Perhaps you've lost a job because of that, because you've had to stand up for something that you thought wasn't right. But you've made a judgment call and now your life is moving in a new trajectory. So I think that that's really important, but this could be some of that residual upset lingering over. Now, what is crowning you this month spiritually? This is a fantastic card to come up. You've got the 2 of Pentacles. This often represents a love relationship. So if you're currently single, it could be the flutterings of something new. And particularly when it comes up in this position, because it is a spiritually crowning position, this could be a soulmate or twin flame relationship where you just really recognize your soul within another person. And that is a fantastic thing when that happens. If you're already in that kind of relationship, it could deepen to a brand new level. If this really doesn't represent a relationship, then it's about you connecting and having I like to call it a mystical mind marriage, where we almost marry ourselves, where our conscious mind and subconscious mind come together so that we don't feel disconnected or disjointed. Things become clearer. And so initially I feel with this little bit of irritability and feeling a sense of betrayal, things are going to start to slowly become more clear within your own mind about what it is you want. So your immediate future for this month, Pisces, we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands typically represents travel and new horizons. Now, that may not be possible within the current climate. Perhaps some of your lockdown rules are releasing a little bit, and you are allowed to travel a bit further afield this month. So that could be something that maybe you just need a little vacation in some way, a bit of time away. This can also represent, new ideas coming into play. It is a Wands card, so these are usually creative ideas, particularly surrounding business. If it is about your career, it could indicate that you need to or you might be asked to relocate for a job or move within your company in some way, maybe to a new department, for example. Now, your state of mind for this month, Pisces, is the Fool. You're definitely starting off on a new journey. There is a tendency with this card to feel as though you don't have all the things you need, but he has this backpack full of goodies, right? And this backpack isn't necessarily physical goods. This is your life experiences. So anytime you feel like you're not qualified enough or you don't have enough experience in whatever it is, know that your life experience is really worth something. And like this little dog is giving the Fool a push off the cliff, it's something within you needs to give yourself that little push, that little boost to perhaps get out of your comfort zone. We can all go into ourselves a little bit when we've been hurt, but this is about just opening up to the possibility of something new again. Now, your outside influence for this month is strength. This is you being called upon. This is inner strength. It can mean physical strength as well, but more often than not, it's an inner strength. Now, as your outside influence, it could be that you are the rock for somebody in your life who's going through a tough time. And weirdly, this could give you a boost in confidence. We were saying about the Fool having the resources and life experience. Perhaps someone goes through something similar that you've been through and you think, actually, I can really help them because I've been through this myself. You could be the recipient of some kind of help as well from an outside influence, so that you've got this real strength behind you. And yet again, a major arcana card. So I feel this is really an important month for you, Pisces people. So your hope and fear for this month is the Nine of Cups. This is fantastic. And this card is known as the Wish card in tarot. It is one of the most positive cards that could come up for you. And this comes up in your hope position. So I'm just going to be quiet for just a few seconds while you just look at this card and make a wish, because that is literally what this card means. Okay, I hope you were able to think of a wish. You could maybe rewind it and come back to it. It's always strongest when we're actually physically looking at the card. So I'm really happy for you guys. What a great card to come up in your hope position. Now, your outcome for this month is the Tower reversed. So before we breathe a sound of shock, it's reversed, which takes away a bit of its power, really. The Tower is about things shifting, changing, being dragged from underneath us, and it is not always a nice experience. I feel reversed, it's actually going to be something more positive for you, in a sense that it's usually things being taken away that were not built on something solid in the first place. So the Tower represents life coming in, shaking up our world, and we don't have any control over it. I like to think when it's reversed, we have a bit more control. It's usually a change of our own making. So it still can be just as jarring. This could be leaving a relationship. This could be leaving a job. This could be whistleblowing in some way. But you usually reversed, it's you having control over that situation. So whatever big change is about to happen, I think it's more towards the end of the month, you're instigating it, which actually gives you a sense of like we said, again, control over it, which should make you feel a little safer when this card comes up. But, a lot of people can get this card before they have a big lottery win. So the Tower isn't always negative. Although, most of the time it's about our worlds being turned upside down. And so just to recap your month this month, I feel as though you're moving forwards from a sense of betrayal, maybe something that is even in your far past. You're making sense of it within your mind, and you're regaining your strength, your self-worth, and you're making some drastic decisions in order to free yourself from anything that's been toxic or holding you back.
Thank you so much for joining me this month. I really do feel very honoured to have you in this space and to be in your presence. If you would, again, like to check out your free 3-card tarot spread, you can do so by clicking the link beneath this video. And if you would like to reach out for a one-to-one recorded, live or emailed reading with me, I'd be honoured to do that with you as well. But until we speak again next month, take care and have a very safe month. Alyssa.